So MLB has kind of made their decisions on the sticky substance rule and how they're going to go about doing it now. Uh, so it seems to be it's going to be a 10-game suspension with pay. And the other caveat is the team whose player is suspended is not able to replace that player with with someone else on the roster. It's just they lose a roster spot for 10 games. So that's one of the other caveats of it. But here's where I agree with Trevor Bauer when they're making umpires judge, jury, and executioner. So what they deem to be sticky, it can even be sweat and rosin or whatever it is. If they don't like it or don't like the player or whatever, it gives them far too much power in this situation where they can punish a player and it not necessarily be the sticky substance or whatever it is. It's what they determine to be sticky substance, what they decide to be sticky substance. So, and it's kind of no uniform criteria across the board. It has to be this, has to look like this, and so on and so forth. That's where it kind of is a gray area for me. But here's my bigger problem. You're going to have this type of punishment for players, but not one of the Houston Astros players was punished for orchestrating a huge cheating scandal. Not sticky substance. I mean, cameras installed in the outfield, equipment, digital equipment, trash cans, like transporting different communication devices so that they can orchestrate this mass cheating, facility, mass cheating machine to screw over teams into making the playoffs, making the World Series, and winning the World Series, screwing over the Dodgers, screwing over the Yankees, and Red Sox, and again, the Red Sox are not completely innocent. I watched Alex Cora, but this is an Astros cheating scandal. So this is where my problem is, because the union protects players like that who do this. Not one. They fired a manager, and they fired coaches, and they got year-long suspensions, and now they're back with other teams. But there wasn't a hint of accountability for any of the players. Jose Altuve and Alex Bregman and some of these other guys on Houston Astros. And you're going to crack down on the pitchers for this substance, and it's something that every pitcher pretty much uses across the board, just like batters use pine tar and other things across the board. This is where I do have a problem with it. So I can understand you want to crack down in certain areas, but if you're going to crack down, you got to hold the Astros accountable for what they did, period. Okay? Otherwise, what the hell are you doing? What's the point of punishing them? So that's I like, this is where I understand it to one degree, and this is where I hate it to one degree, where it just doesn't make any sense. And this is where I agree, like I said, with Trevor Bauer, saying it's and in terms of giving the umps an awful lot of power here to decide, their own criteria and who they're going to punish, how they're going to punish, and so on. But the punish seems to be uniform, like I said, 10-day suspension with pay, which doesn't 10-day suspension with pay is just okay, and the inability of the team to fill a roster spot for those 10 games with another player. So it does put the team at a disadvantage as well in that regard. But again, the hypocrisy in the whole thing stinks, and I don't agree with it. And with that regard, just coning down on these guys, completely ignoring those guys, not fair, not fair, not fair. So this is, to me, leaves a stink mark on the MLB. It leaves, I don't know about this one, man. So you let me know what you think, guys. You just give me your insight on this, because there's so many different ways, but this is the first thing that popped up in my head. You're going to punish the pitchers for potentially getting a little whatever. They're not using nail files or Joe Negro stuff or anything like that. Who had a freaking sandpaper file in his pocket that he tried to throw when the umps came to check the mound, and they found him. They caught him throwing it. So tell me why the pitchers should be punished the way that they're going to be punished here, and it's not really a punishment. Again, missing 10 games and still getting paid. It's like a 10-day vacation. So, tell me why the Astros shouldn't be punished for what they did. The off the hitters. Why is Bregman off free? Again, Altuve off. Why are the two of them scot-free? Some other guys as well, but those two seem to be, they were the most arrogant, lying pricks about it. So tell me why they got off scot-free and the pitchers are going to be not able to pitch for 10 days and the team's going to be without a roster spot for 10 days and still have to pay the pitcher. Please explain now on how it's fair. So I want to know what you think. So talk to you then.